Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and today I'm gonna play Quest for the Lost Pixel by Peter Jank. The game is at the moment only available from Game Crafter, so you have to order the game there and they will manufacture it specifically for you, and so that will take a few weeks then. And yeah, it's a dungeon crawl with pixel style artwork, and it is a fantastic game. So let's set it up. Okay, so first let me show what we have in this game. It's mainly the game is basically a card game. You get tons and tons and tons of cards, and you get a bunch of tokens, and that's pretty much it, and a few dice. So let's see. First we got wound tokens, we got experience tokens, kind of a mixed cup of tokens, and these are tokens for the catacombs. Got a couple of rule books. I use all the expansions, and there are a lot of expansions. I'm not sure, like 6 or there might be about 6 expansions or something. And then we have a ton of cards. So for example, we got event cards, artifacts, wandering monsters, cheat codes, unidentified items. Over here we have potions, we got spells, and so on. Back here we have monsters for the second floor, and underneath we got the treasure for the second floor. The third, the fourth, the fifth floor. Overall there are 10 possible floors that we could explore, but I don't know if we survive that long. Here we have the monsters for the first floor and the treasure for the first floor. These are the dungeon tiles of the first level. Now they are completely randomized. These are 8 dungeon tiles. One of them is the exit to the next level, and these are all the other dungeon tiles that we have. Now I sleeved these. They are kind of laminated. They are okay, but I wanted to sleeve them, so okay. And we got this bag. You can go fishing in the game, and we have the fish and other things that we can find here in the bag. And then I bought these dice. They come not with the game, but I thought it would be cool to have them because I love dice. So for all the elemental attacks I basically have specific dice. The game comes with, I think, a 4-sided, yeah, pretty much every type of die, 4, a 6-sided, an 8-sider, 10-sider, 12 and 20-sider, but it only comes with one of each type, and I love to have, for all the different elements, I wanted to have a specific color, and then I also got my standard for the non-elemental attacks and rolls. I got simple standard dice here. Okay, down here, this is basically our hero, the cards that the hero now has, and we have a druid. Now the game comes with standees. I use miniatures from Talisman, so this is my druid here, and this is the entrance space. For each level you get this, you start always on this space here on the stairs. And by the way, there is also a village expansion, and I'm not going to use that. And I'm also going to use a couple of house rules. I'm going to explain that when we're playing, but there are not many changes. So, the druid. You can see here the stats. These are they have he's got a strength, a dexterity, and intelligence. He always uses a 8-sider when he rolls for these base stats. He's got no defense, and he's got a speed of 4, which is not terribly fast, but I guess it's okay. He's got a special ability. The druid is immune to physical attacks from monsters with the animal trait. Also, druid's strength, dexterity, or intelligence attack toward a monster can be physical or fire. So we can choose if we want to use a standard attack basically, or if we want to use a fire attack. The advantage why we would use a fire attack is because most monsters have a standard defense, but most of them don't have a fire defense. So if we use a fire attack, we can ignore the defense value of the monsters, which is pretty cool. Then here, this card gives us the ability to for hero development. So when we reach level 6 with the druid, we have the choice to either make him a shapeshifter or an elementalist, and that gives him an additional ability. But right now this is not so important. I kind of looked at it what advantage it will give us, and it kind of determined my my choices a little bit. So then we have a pet, and that is Simon. And you have a pet deck, and you draw 2 cards at the start of the game, and you choose one of them. And I chose Simon because he gives me a +1 strength. And that helps me if I want to become a shapeshifter. I'm kind of going for strength, and then Simon might be useful. He's got a special ability. He's going to be useful anyway because he gives me a +1 strength. You may complete any one side quest. If you do, discard this card. Okay. Then we got a specific deity, and we'll get into this a little later. It's Testus, the god of the stars. Your hero may never cross a void space. If they do, abandon your deity and gain 5 damage. And remove 3 damage tokens upon the arrival of your deity. Okay, so basically, every turn we draw one of these cards. There are 9 cards in this deck. The game tells you to play with 10, but 9 makes it a little bit harder because we have a little less time this way. And when the deck runs out of cards and you have to turn a card, you lose immediately. And you reshuffle this whenever you enter a new level. So basically, this simply shows you we have 9 turns, and in each turn you flip a card. And one of these cards is going to be Testus, and when he shows up, we're allowed to heal 3 damage. And the other cards are simply other deities which have no effect. But it comes with a restriction that we cannot enter a specific terrain, which are the voids. And just like with the pet, we've drawn 2 of these deity cards, and I've chosen one of them. And the same thing happened with my first starting spell. I've drawn 2 and I've chosen the Venomous Bite. And it says I can use that during the encounter phase, but only once per floor. And the ability is you may place 3 damage tokens on a monster. I think that is pretty useful. Simply, when you have a roll, you didn't quite manage to kill the monster, then we can use this bite and maybe kill the monster. Okay, we got 3 side quests, also randomly drawn. The Oath of the Guard. Successfully evade any one monster during the encounter phase. And if we can do that, we can draw a random treasure. The Potion Collector. Place 1 quest token on this card for each time your hero acquires a potion. When there are 3 tokens on this card, gain the reward. That's also a treasure. And the Collector. Have at least 4 artifacts either equipped or in your inventory. And as a reward we would gain 2 experience points. So these are simply 3 ways to get additional advantages. And then we start with 3 gems. These are one-shot items, but they are very powerful. And whenever we enter a new level, we are allowed to draw 1 additional gem. So we got the Sapphire here. Gain your defense +4 from 1 physical attack from any monster during the encounter phase. Then discard this card. So right now we have a defense of 0, so defense +4 is pretty good. We got the Prismatic Shard. This may be used at any time as 1 experience point. Then discard this card. So yeah, it's simply an experience point. And the Ruby. Remove 3 damage tokens from your hero, then discard this card. Okay, so these cards are, especially at the start of the game, very, very powerful. So yeah, they can really save you in the first levels. Okay, so I guess we're ready to go. The game is super simple. It's really, really simple. So first, we simply move our hero, and we move the guy. No, that's actually wrong. So the first thing what we do is we draw this card. This is the timer, and you can see it is not our deity, but that is simply the timer, and as mentioned, if there are no more cards here, we've lost the game. Then we can move our hero, and we may move him up to our speed value. We get a speed value of 4, so we can move them 4 spaces, and you can see here there are these spaces here on this tile. You cannot enter these spaces that are partly covered by walls. So basically we have only these 5 spaces that are accessible here. So we move 1, 2, and you can explore the next tile if you have movement points left. It doesn't cost you any movement points to do it, but you must be able to enter the next tile. So we got 2 movement points left. That means we draw the next tile, and we can see here this is a chamber which contains a treasure. So we got the treasure here, and it also has this question mark which indicates when we enter here, and we have to draw an event card. We don't necessarily have to stop our movement. We still have 1 movement point left, but we now have to draw an event card. So let's see. Now this is an empty fountain. Nothing happens. Continue your hero's explore phase. Okay. So we got 1 more movement point, and we enter now this space, and you simply enter the space, and you can see it like these old school computer games. When you enter the space, you kind of take automatically, you know, it makes blump, and then you take your treasure. So we are allowed now to take a treasure card, and this is a fire wand, and that is awesome. And I didn't, seriously, I did not mess with that. This is not some kind of trickery or something. That is fantastic for the druid, because the druid is allowed to make all these attacks fire attacks. That's his special ability. So the fire wand is a fantastic weapon for him. It gives him, in addition to his elemental attacks, it gives him a 1d4 -1. That is just an amazing card for the druid right away. Awesome. And that's, this is what I love about this game. Right away, the first card, everything is possible. And this is such a powerful and awesome card. Okay, so now we're at the end of the movement, and now we simply enter the encounter phase and we draw a monster. So we have here the monsters from the first floor, and that is Slime. And we have to fight this dude, or we could try to escape, but I don't want to do that. Although I could. It would allow me to draw a treasure card, but yeah, I don't want to. So let's take a closer look at the monster before we fight. So here we can see specific traits. This would be ooze. Now, if it would be an animal, that would be an advantage for us because of the druid's special ability. Then these are the life points of the monster. Its attack, its physical attack. This is its physical defense. And these are the elemental stats. So these would be physical attacks, and this would be physical defense. And you can see he does not have any elemental things going on. And this is the experience you get if you kill the creature. So the way that works again is super easy. First we will attack, and if we kill the monster, we're good. If not, then the creature will attack, and we might take damage, and then we attack again, and then the creature attacks, and so on, until one of us is killed. We could try to evade at the start of the combat now, but once we are involved in the combat, we can no longer try to escape. Okay, combat is also really easy. We simply choose one of our stats. Usually, we choose one of our stats and grab one of these standard attack dice, and we add all the modifiers and, well, then do an attack roll. In addition to that, we can do one elemental attack if we have one. And usually you need, like this for example, the fire wand. We could use that as an elemental attack. So for example, we could do a standard, I don't know, dexterity attack. No, we have to do intelligence. Here it says intelligence. So we could do an intelligence attack, a d8, and then in addition we could do an elemental fire attack with 1d4 -1. The physical attack here would be modified with the defense of the creature. Now in this specific situation, because the druid can choose to make one of these physical attacks a fire attack, we can simply ignore the creature's defense, and I'm going to do an intelligence attack because I want to be able to use the fire wand, which says here intelligence, so you got to use the intelligence to use the fire wand. And so I get a d8 and 1d4 -1, and I can use them both as fire attacks. I'm going to take these fire attack dice here and simply going to roll them. And overall, I want to roll more than a 5, and I can ignore the defense of the creature. Okay, so this is a 1, and that is a 4. So that's exactly a 5, so that's good enough. I dealt 5 hit points, and that means I simply killed the creature, and that gives me an experience point. And that's it. So there we go, we simply can now get the experience point. Experience is important because at the end of the level, and only then, before you enter a new level, you can upgrade your hero. Now the game, it's a bit tricky. At the beginning of the game, when the game came out, the base game says you need 8 experience to do that. Later, they kind of shortened the game length a little bit, and they said, okay, we have a few less tiles and all, and you only need 5 experience to upgrade. But I figured that would be a little bit too easy. So I think I still want to try to play the game that I need 10 experience to upgrade to the next level. It takes a little bit longer maybe, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so that is my first experience, and now we simply go into the next turn. So we draw the next timer card, and not my deity, so nothing happens. And I gotta move back. Obviously, I'm still searching for the exit to the next level, and can't go on here. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna move up, and that's already it. I only have 4 movement points, so that means we're done with this turn, and we're gonna draw the next monster card, and that is a scorpion. It's an insect, not an animal, it seems, so I cannot use my special ability here. And now the scorpion has a physical attack of a die minus a 4-sider -1, and also a venomous attack of a 4-sided die. And it has defense against venomous attacks and no defense, no physical defense. So, and then we have here 5 life points. So basically I'm going to simply do the same. I'm going to use again my fire wand, and yeah, okay, we're good. A 1 and an 8. So that means again we killed the next monster, and we get another experience point. So these guys will get harder, right? The first level is really not a big deal usually. And I gotta say, I was super lucky that I had the fire wand. This will be helpful. Actually, wait a minute. I think I made a mistake already. This is at a 1d4 -1. God, you know what? I should not have been able to kill the slime, because I remember now I rolled exactly a 5, and that was not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the venomous bite, and I can only use this once per level, and I could go into the combat, but I don't want to do that, and so in this way it's just done. But I cannot use this again, which kind of sucks. And now we simply continue, and let's see. Okay, here we have lava, and we cannot go around it. Remember, we cannot enter these corner spaces. So that isn't so great. We move 1, 2, and lava means we lose 1 movement point, and we take a wound. So it costs us an additional movement point to enter this basically. So It's 3, and now we can only move here. And again, it's the end of the turn. So we draw another card, and that's another slime. Okay, it looks a little different, which is funny. It's not the same, but, well, that's kind of the same. The colors are different, but I like it. It's cool. And we're going to attack again, and I hope this time I'm not messing this up. Got to remember, it's a 1d4 minus 1, the fire wand. So it's not that strong. And it's again, this time we didn't do it. This is again a 1 and a 4, so it's not enough. That now gives the slime the option to attack, and the slime simply attacks with a d4 minus 1. And that's a 3, so that means I'm going to take 2 wounds. Now overall I got 16 life points, and then I'm going to attack again, and it's he definitely will take 1 wound because I can't ignore his defense. So the slime is killed, and that gives me another experience. And we flip the next card up this way. Okay. And we enter the next room, and we have again an event. So 1, and that is Dragon's Gold. We got to do a strength check. 4. Now we have a strength d8, and we got Simon, which gives us a strength plus 1. So that means we're going to simply take a d8. We are allowed to add 1 to the result, and we want to roll a 4 or higher. Okay, that's a 7, that is enough. And it says, if defeated, draw 1 treasure card from the treasure deck. Cool. So we found a sacred stone. Ability: gain +2 speed until the end of your explore phase. Then discard this card. Okay, so that's a one-time thing, and yeah, it just gives us +2 speed. This is our inventory, and we can have up to 5 cards in there. If we draw a 6th card, we have to discard 1. There's also limitations how we can equip things. For example, we can only equip 1 weapon. This would be the fire wand. We can equip only 1 armor, and so forth. So now we moved 1 space, 2, 3, and we move then in here. And look at that. That's the exit. Excellent. The problem is I don't really want to leave yet. So this is a bit tricky because I need more experience to be able to upgrade to the next to my next level. And we'll see. But first we got to draw a monster card. So this is a rat. And that is an animal. And so I can basically simply ignore the physical attack. And yeah, there is basically no reason to even do that combat because it cannot do me any damage. So I simply kill this creature automatically, get an experience, and that's it. So what I could do now is I could enter here, this space, and then I would leave the level. And yeah. But then I would not be able to upgrade to my next next experience level. And the problem is you can only use items of the level of your hero. And if you go into the next floor, you're going to draw level 2 items. So that means if I'm a level 1 hero, I could not use the items that I would draw in the second floor. So therefore, I really want to try to get more experience before I'm going to leave this floor. Now, we just have to be careful with the time a little bit. Oh, cool, that's Testis. So that means we can heal 3 life points. That's the arrival of my deity. And so, yeah. And now, not sure. I can explore the dungeon further, but I don't want to go too far away from the exit. That's important. But let's have a look here. We got still like, I think 4 turns or something, or is it 5? It's just 4 turns. It's not that much. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we can definitely explore one tile and then go back. I guess that should not be an issue. If things go wrong, we still have the sacred stone, which gives us a bit additional speed, at least for 1 turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we don't have to do the event again. And you can also not search or not get a second artifact, of course. There are little markers that you could place here as a reminder that we already took the artifact, but I don't think this is going to be necessary. However, if we want to cross the lava again, we have to do this. So we have to take the penalty for that again. Okay, so we moved 4 spaces. That means we have to draw another monster card. And that's a giant fly, an insect, sadly not an animal. Now it has quite a few life points. So we're going to use again our fire attack here, the wand, and our intelligence. Okay, that is 5, 7. God, again, I have to subtract 1, so it's only 6. You know, I'm thinking about using a gem here. Eventually you want to use these things simply because I could use that, but it gives, no, that doesn't help. No, I cannot use a gem. Sometimes these gems boost an attack or something, but that's not happening here. Yeah, well, okay, so that means I only did 6 damage. So we're going to mark that. These are double-sided, 5 and 1 on the other side. And now the fly, the giant fly, will attack. It only has a d4 minus 1. Nah, that's a 4. So we take 3 damage. Now, by the way, when we enter a new level, we are automatically allowed to heal 3 damage. So right now that would be okay, that would go away, but if we would take more damage than 3, that would carry over into the next level. Okay, so with the next strike we are definitely going to kill the giant fly. That gives us another experience point. So now we're at 5. We got our prismatic shard, which gives us another one. So that means we need basically 2 more experience points to be allowed to level up. So next card, and I will move here and try to explore another. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take another wound. And now I'm allowed to explore another tile. Okay, this is acid. That's not so hot. So I don't see a reason to try to get there. I was hoping for maybe another treasure or something. Okay, so we end up here. That means we have to draw another event card. That is a locked door. Okay. So we have to do a dexterity check 3 or a strength check of 6. So we could try to basically unlock the door, or we could try to break it. Now my strength and dexterity are basically the same except for Simon. He would help me with strength, but not that much. So it would be impossible for me to break the door. I cannot roll a 6. Oh, actually I could. I got an 8-sided die, but okay. So anyway, I'm going to try to do the dexterity. I need a 3 with an 8-sider, and I have a 7. That's nice. So that means if defeated, you may explore this dungeon tile. Okay, so that's all. Nothing too exciting happened here, but I don't even want to explore this dungeon tile. So I'm basically just standing here, and I'm going to draw another card, and that is a bat. That is again an animal, so I can ignore this card completely and simply... Oh, but I can only ignore the physical damage, I think. So if it attacks, I would take the poisonous damage. So that means I want to try to kill it with a fire attack, obviously. And that was not good. That's only a 3 and a 1. So that means I do only 3 damage. Okay, and now the bat attacks. A 1d4 minus 2. I can ignore that, but I have to take the 1d4, the poisonous damage. So this would be this one here. Okay, that is a 1, and now I have the sapphire, which I can use as a +4 defense. No, that is not true. That's only against physical attacks. Okay, well, I gotta take that, obviously. So that means I'm now at 5. And now let's attack the bat again. I need to do 3 more damage. And that worked out. This is overall 5. So we managed to kill it and to get an additional experience point. And we need only 1 more experience point, and then we would have enough to level up. Okay, let's draw the next card here. Okay. And then we move back again. 1, 2, 3. We take another wound. And that really kind of sucks, man. But okay. 4. Yeah, that's it. 4. And draw another monster. Okay, this is an ambush. So that means we're gonna get attacked by 2 monsters. It's a so-called enhancer card, and they changed the encounters a little bit. So immediately draw 2 monsters. You must attack 1 monster at a time during your combat. Both monsters attack on their turn of combat. If you choose to evade, We will only need to roll once, not for each monster. Okay, that's it. So let's see, we got to draw. We have a Myconid and a Kobold Rogue. Okay, so I'm going to start with a Kobold Rogue. He's got 5 life points. And you know what? I'm actually rolling the wrong dice. I rolled a 6-sider instead of an 8-sider. I don't know why I did that. Got an 8-sider. Okay. That's a 6. That's overall a 9. That's really good. So that's enough. We killed already the Kobold Rogue. And now we're going to kill, or we're going to attack the Myconid. And yeah, let's see. He also has a poisonous attack. That's not a great start. Okay, that is a 4 overall. So we do 4 damage. But we get attacked. Again, poisonous. A d4. That's a 4. Oh man, that is not good at all, man. Fuck that. So we are already at 10 damage here. Really, really bad. A very bad start. But yeah, now let's see. We need to do 3 more damage, right? Okay, that is yeah, that's good enough. We have a 4, so that's a 3 basically, and a 2. So that means we did 5 damage. We killed the Myconid, but that was painful. Anyway, the good thing is we get 2 experience points because we killed 2 monsters. That is a good thing. And we get a reward here. Draw 1 treasure card from the treasure deck and gain an additional XP. So that is really amazing. Let's see what we get. Sky Boots. They give us an additional speed. And we are immune to all air attacks. That's great, because we are a little slow, so boots is definitely something that we have use for. So I got, yeah, we go to the next card, and now let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got now a speed of 5, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm allowed to enter the next level. Awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. First of all, I'm allowed to heal 3 damage because I entered the next level. Then I'm going to spend the prismatic shard, which gives me an experience point. And I kind of want to get rid of this because it simply takes away a slot in my inventory. And, well, additional experience doesn't. So, and then we have to spend 8 points. So that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 points to level up. And you can only level up between the floors, and you can only level up by 1 level. So now we're level 2, and that allows us to draw an additional spell. By the way, after when we enter a new level, 1 spell that we use, but only 1 of them, is unlocked. So this will be available for use in the next floor again. And now we draw 2 spell cards and we choose one of them. So we got here the Arcane Magic. You can use that once per floor. Your hero gains their intelligence plus 1d8 towards a monster. Then, if the monster survives this attack, you gain plus 3 defense to all elemental attacks from the monster's attack. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is really good because I'm using intelligence as an attack anyway because I got the fire wand. So that would be definitely helpful. And then we got Detect Potion. Once per floor, you may look at 1 potion card prior to using the potion. That is awesome. So usually when you use a potion, you have to drink the potion without knowing what the effect is. However, this card allows me to see the effect in advance, and because I'm a potion collector, that seems to make a lot of sense. So, I mean, both cards are really good. I think I'm going to go with the potion, though, and I'm going to throw away the Arcane Magic. In addition, when you enter a new floor, you also get a new gem. So we've drawn a topaz. Gain your attack, plus 3 for 1 attack against any monster during the encounter phase. Then discard this card. That's awesome. That is really useful. This goes away. Yeah. Okay, so this is it. We got to prepare the next dungeon level. And so we've got to shuffle all these cards, take 7 of them out of the level, and then add the exit token and shuffle this stuff again. And then we're going to enter the next level. And this is it. So I would say I'm not in the best shape right now, but if things go a little better in the second level, I could recover because I got the ruby, which allows me to heal 3, and I got the deity, which also heals 3. So I got the option to heal basically 6 points if things go my way. The good thing is I have 2 experience points that I can already take into the next level, so that probably will be helpful. Okay, I think this is, it's a good time to load this up. And I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.